Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Backyard Sports Bar and Grill for the MMA Hour, the second edition, might I add, of the MMA Hour that is brought to you by Warfare Fighting Championships and is sponsored by Blue Energy Drink. I am so happy to be here. I am your host. My name is Asher Blocker, and with me, as always, is my co-host, my co-conspirator, the man of the hour, my best buddy, Mr. Craig Watkins. Craig, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. You had me at hello.
Here at the MMA Hour, we are your source for mixed martial arts news, for mixed martial arts coverage, not only here in the Carolinas, but also beyond. I am so excited to be here today. Can you tell I'm excited?
You're very excited. I think you're pretty happy.
Well, let me tell you, there are two reasons I'm excited. Do you want to know the reasons?
I would like to know those two reasons.
That was very convincing. The first reason is that they invited us back. Like, how do we have a show?
I was kind of surprised. I think it was part of the package deal. They wanted me, and they had to bring back you.
Sure. Questionable business acumen on our sponsorships part, but hey, who are we to judge, right? So the second reason, Craig, do you want to know the second reason?
I do.
The second reason is because it is fight week, baby. Okay, we are going to be covering, we got a big fight coming up on Friday. We're going to be covering it. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be previewing it. We're going to have a few people on, a few special guests. It's going to be super exciting. Craig, are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Get them rolling.
How's your back doing?
I just came off the Motrin 4 days ago. I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Yeah, if you didn't know what we're talking about, the first episode during our Hot Chick Submission of the Week segment, Craig tweaked his back a little bit, but he has recovered, right? You're healed up?
Blood is flowing through my head, and I feel pretty good. My back is good.
My partner in crime is ready to kick some ass, and that's perfect. We're going to be talking about a lot of ass kicking today, okay? We're going to have some ass kickers on today. So thank you for joining us. We're going to take a quick, short commercial break, and then we're going to come right back with some news, with a little preview, and a few special guests. Stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MMA Show. I am Asher Blocker. My co-host is actually going to get Cheetos or something. But we're going to move on without him. We're going to press on. Today is our preview and our interview segment. We're going to kind of combine them today because we got some relevant guests that are going to talk about them. We're covering this Friday's event. This Friday will be September 23rd. This is the Warfare 2 event. 2 as in the second one. First one was awesome. And this is going to be for the South Carolina ISKA State Championships. And we actually have 3 guests today that are going to be key components in this thing jumping off on Friday. So we're going to ask them a few questions if you guys don't mind. You guys cool with that?
I guess.
Okay. So let's get started. First we have, well, let me introduce you first to our little panel here. First we have Shane Briggs. Shane is a longtime trainer and coach here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. He's also owner of a gym called Legion MMA that produces savages that go in the cage and beat people up. Shane, are you happy to be here or what?
Yes, I am.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Shane, thanks for letting me sit next to you.
No problem.
Listen, no talking among the panel. Okay, it's my show, damn it. Okay. We also have Josh Williams, who's an up-and-coming MMA talent. To my right over here. He's also the 185-pound South Carolina ISKA state champion. Is that right?
That's right.
185 pounds?
185 pounds.
You look bigger than that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Sorry. We also have Jenna Patterson, who is the live events coordinator for Warfare Fighting Championships. Jenna, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
We had to bring on something that looks good. I mean, look at this.
I do what I can.
We're not going to do a lot here, the three
I
of
can
us.
only do
okay?
so much, guys. You're
the
gonna have to
viewership
work on
is
it.
dropping. All right, so let's start. Shane, can I start with you? Is that cool?
Yes.
Okay. You know, Shane is, I've known Shane for a long time, right?
Yeah, about 5 or 6 years now.
He's a good friend. He's also a pioneer in this area of mixed martial arts. He's been around here. He owned a school around here, a couple of schools for a long time.
That's right.
And can you just tell the audience a little bit, maybe your story and a little bit how you got into MMA, something like that?
Really started with jiu-jitsu. Started teaching about 9 years ago in Myrtle Beach, and it's just it's evolved from there. Started adding in stand-up coaches, wrestling coaches, and over the past 5 years, MMA is really starting to take off, especially in the state within the past year or two.
Now, for a layman's person, okay, let's say that somebody watching this isn't really sure. I mean, they see events, they see guys fighting, but they don't really understand what goes into it. Can you talk a little bit about maybe the training process that some of the fighters go through?
You know, a lot of people think that it's just people out there bashing each other in the heads, but there's a lot of technique to it. I like it because it's really a chess match, and trying to prepare fighters is it's very challenging. I mean, you have components like jiu-jitsu, you have wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and you have to put that together. And it's taken years to learn how to do that. And there's not exactly any school around here to teach you how to do that.
That seems complicated. Is that complicated?
It used to be. It's getting easier.
Can you tell us what your role is going to be? Because I know you're going to be there Friday, but are you cornering? What do you got going on?
Yeah, cornering Josh and Jeremiah.
This guy?
This guy right here.
Okay, he's one of them. So what does that entail? The cornering part? I mean, you just throw water on him and tell him to get back out there. What do you do?
Yeah, just hit the guy in the head. You'll be all right. Making sure they have everything they need. Water, wrapping the hands properly. Getting them warmed up properly, working their hands, working the ground, and just making sure they know they have somebody to count on when they're in the cage.
Yeah, keeping our head straight.
That's right.
Yeah, there's got to be some advice involved, right? Like you know what I mean? You kind of tell them what they did wrong. Do you want to give them too much information or too? How do you go about it?
You want to keep it as simple as possible because they're in there fighting, and you start screaming out instructions, and it just gets real complicated. So.
I'd panic.
And I've done that before. I've been doing this for years, but the first couple of times weren't too pretty.
Well, awesome, man. Thank you. That's a lot of good information for everybody. Josh, can I talk to you next? Is that cool?
Absolutely, yeah.
We have a lot of fighters on the show, so I asked permission to do everything. So Josh is our 185-pound South Carolina ISKA state champion. Did I say it right?
That's correct.
Okay, I didn't want to say it wrong. Talk about, can you tell everybody how you kind of got into MMA? Like, how you got started?
Yeah, I wrestled in high school, and once I graduated, I didn't go to college, so I wanted to continue it, and there's really nowhere to go if you're not wrestling in college, so kind of just fell into jiu-jitsu, and then it evolved into fighting.
Nice. Now, can you tell, I mean, again, we're talking to the viewer, and some of them may not be aware of certain things that go into it. Can you talk about your preparation, and like, if you've got a fight coming up and you got a fight book, what are the weeks leading up to? Like, what do you do? Is it any different than the normal weeks of training?
The last couple of weeks is the only difference. Your last maybe month and a half is when you really start focusing in on specifics of your opponent. But other than that, it's you just train hard and train 5-6 days a week.
Anything with weight? I mean, because you're fighting in the same weight class this time?
No, I'm actually I'm going to 170 for this fight. So and the big change for this fight was I had to really watch my diet and change my diet.
Yeah, less cheeseburgers.
Yeah, I've switched over to. I'm trying to go 100% organic and stuff like that. So
170 pounds, you said?
170.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
I was wondering how that was working out.
It's working, but it's a pain in the butt.
Guess we'll see Friday night.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I introduced him as the 185-pound champion. I was like, "How's that possible? You're huge." He's like, "Yeah, I'm cutting to 170." So,
yeah.
Are you nervous about it, or are you? I mean,
no,
is it gonna be an easy cut?
No, I've never had a problem with cutting weight. Come time I'll be on weight, but I've always thought I was a small 185er, but
maybe I'm just small. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so last but not least, I know some guys like to give predictions, some guys don't, so I won't word it like that. But can you give the people that are coming to see your show, can you give them an idea of what your fight's going to look like or why they'd be interested in seeing it?
Well, my guy is Nick Smith, and he's got a lot of experience. He's got knockout power in his hands, and he's an outstanding wrestler. So it's going to be a good fight. He's not just going to lay down for me. He's going to bring the fight to me. So I've got to be prepared, or it's going to be a quick one.
All right, well, he's not going to say it, but I'll say it. I've seen him fight a couple times. He gets after people, so don't miss that. It's scary. Jenna, can I go to you next?
If you must, yes.
I don't have to ask you permission. You're not a fighter. I'm not scared of you.
You have to ask me permission. I'm
Whoa.
sorry. Get it right.
All right. Jenna, you are the live events coordinator for Warfare Fighting Championships. Is that right?
That's what my business cards are telling me, so yes. Yes, I am.
They just gave you that? Yeah.
Yes, proudly.
Can you just talk a little bit about how what drew you to this sport? And
Sure. Well, I've been in the Myrtle Beach area for the last 5 years. I specialize in promotional marketing, and Warfare has given me the tools that I need to bring MMA into Myrtle Beach and in your face. So would love to see you guys Friday night at the fight, and let's see what these guys have as well. But my job is to get the butts in the seats, and on that note, we have some VIP tables to talk about.
Hold on. You're not directing this thing.
I mean,
everybody's running me over
I was
today.
just throwing it out there.
Listen. My second question. Do you have some information for us? Something? Sorry. Go.
Well, I guess I do.
And go.
And then we have a few VIP tables left. I mean, Mom always said, go big or go home. So why not have a seat right up front so that you're close and personal with the fighters, literally seeing the sweat drip off their faces. Be exclusive, be VIP, be there Friday night, and look good while you're at it.
Any perks with that going with the VIP tables?
Not for you.
Why not for me? I'm just saying, free drinks for food or anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. What comes with this VIP situation?
I mean, only 50 million viewers watching. Local businesses. We're all locals here. We have local fighters, local businesses. So it's about supporting your locals. So if you have a local business that you think would do well being marketed towards our crowd, we would love to have you. You can promote yourselves as little or as much as you want to. But that's what we're here to do, is give the local businesses their ability to do that.
And obviously, I think we're all drawn to go to these fights. Like, we all, no matter what your role is, we all have a certain vibe that the fight does something to us.
Absolutely.
We all are into it for a certain reason. And I think if you've ever been one, it's kind of an electric atmosphere. And if you're the VIP table, it's going to be 10 times that. So it's
Sure.
totally worth it. Would you agree?
Absolutely, not to mention you'll look great on camera.
Some of us.
Some of us we can't help.
Anyway, we want to thank our guests. We want to thank Shane. Thank you, Shane, for being
you,
here. We want to thank Josh Williams, who you can see fight this Friday night. He's going to be beating some guy's head in, and you're going to get to see it. Come out to the show. We also got Jenna here, who was nice enough to give us some information, and she's going to be back on later to give us some more information, some relevant stuff to this fight card. So thanks to all of you, and
Thank you.
let's get out of here, right? We're going to take a quick, short commercial break. We'll be right back with our Submission of the Week segment.